Hi guys, it's your boy the Supreme Leader. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell button after subscription and share the channel. Yes, it's been a while, like I said. I have a second channel, so most of the time I'm mostly on that second channel. It is in Portuguese, and that is why I haven't share with you guys, and that channel is doing great too as well, and I'm grateful. But anyway, this is a video that I did in Rio some time ago, and I am bringing it to you guys so that we can talk a little bit and share with you guys what I simply think about Rio and also the stereotype about Rio. When I was living in Ghana, where I come from in the west of Africa, we all had some kind of mindset about Rio de Janeiro, which I did some videos about Rio de Janeiro, but yet I haven't spoken about what I think about Rio de Janeiro as a foreigner who lives in Brazil and also has visited Rio de Janeiro. But before I'll dive into this particular topic, first of all, I just want to say a big thanks to each and every one of you who follows my channel till date. And also, whenever you watch, you give the video some thumb up to support the channel. Thank you so much. And I know I haven't been consistent recently and lately. And yeah, the reason is I have a lot going on, so it becomes difficult for me to divide my time. I have kids, and even though I work from home, most of the time I have a lot of things going on. I don't really post like I used to, but like I said, I promise to make sure I bring you guys content at least once in a month or once in a week or something. Yeah, and I hope you guys are loving it. And also, I have seen a whole lot of people who wants to get in touch with me. I'm sorry about that, but you can still follow me on Instagram inside_Brasilia. That is my Instagram handle, inside_Brasilia. So if you want to follow me, you can follow me on there too as well. But anyway, the comment section is still closed. And another thing is the group. I know some people have messaged me on Telegram and are telling me they have they don't know what happened to the group, my Telegram group and stuff like that. Yes, guys, I deleted the Telegram group because of I have a lot going on and I wasn't able to interact on the group properly, so I decided to simply delete it because there is no it doesn't make sense if you own a group and you don't you don't talk about anything, you don't post anything, you don't and another thing is my channel is all about Brazil, sharing things about Brazil with you guys, you understand? So, and like I said, I don't really like talking about visas and other things on my channel. There are other channels which simply talk about visa, like coming to Brazil, how to go about your visa and stuff like that. But my channel is simply to share my experiences out here with you, and also how good and wonderful it is to live out here in Brazil. So in this video is about Rio de Janeiro, and this is how the street of Rio de Janeiro looks. And when I was back in Ghana, I always tell you that my perception about Brazil was it was really a bad one until I found myself here. And I've been living here for the past 13 years, so you can imagine if it wasn't good, I would have been away from Brazil for a very long time. You understand? Almost the Ghanaians I know who came to Brazil are all in the United States, and some are in Europe and stuff like that, because they had some difficulties living here. And the difficulties, I'm yet to talk about some of the difficulties they went through and the reason why they left. But I am still here too. But today in this video, I'm simply going to talk a little bit about how my perception changed about Rio de Janeiro. So my perception changed about Rio de Janeiro when I first got to Brazil, and I started thinking about the wonderful things that I came across in Brazil. So when my wife simply decided to for us to take this trip to Rio de Janeiro, I was very excited about it, even though I was part of the stereotype at that time, thinking in Rio de Janeiro, the possibility of seeing gunshot, people being robbed, people being killed is high, phone being snatched is high too as well. That was my idea of Rio de Janeiro before we made the journey or we made the visit to Rio de Janeiro. But then she said, no, it's not what you think. It's absolutely, like calm, and there is a lot of interesting things to see about Rio de Janeiro and also do in Rio de Janeiro too as well. So I said, then if that's the case, let's try this, let's try the visit to Rio de Janeiro. So we bought a ticket and decided trip, and we made this trip to Rio de Janeiro. And upon our arrival to Rio de Janeiro, I found out that things were completely different out here. Like, for example, on this street, we were walking on this street. I was using my cell phone to make this video for you guys. I was holding my cell phone on the street and making this video. And, I wanted to find out for myself that if the negative things we had about Rio de Janeiro when I was in Ghana, if it was true or not. So it's one of the reasons why I took my bags and make sure we bought a ticket to fly to Rio de Janeiro. You understand? But then when we got here, I realized it was all a lie, and there were some particular spots where this kind of violence and stuff happen. But the bigger part of Rio de Janeiro is not what we watch. It's not like what we watch on TV, on news and stuff like that. The Western TVs, most of the time, they don't give you a better side of some countries. Like, for example, Africa, for example, most of them simply, only show, the safari, like the places where you will go and then relax, like see animals and stuff like that. So people living away from Africa always have the perception that when you come to Africa, the only thing you see is animals, and like every part of Africa, you only see animals and stuff like that. And they are not wrong, because that is actually what the media is, showing. And it's not a bad thing to see animals, because these people themselves, they love animals more than humans, you understand? So when you come to the Western world, the possibility of people leaving their properties to dogs and, like all sorts of animals is, it's high, you understand? They really love animals than, humans. So back to what I was saying about Rio. So the perception I had about Rio was completely nonsense. Like when I say nonsense, it was typically nonsense. Because when I was back in my country, I used to watch, like news reports and stuff like that. They show gang and drugs, people snatching phones and stuff like that. But this is actually how Rio looks. This is how Rio looks. Rio looks like this. It doesn't look like the kind of favela they show us. The favela that they show us is actually a different part of Rio. And it's a very small portion of Rio. That is favela. The bigger part of Rio simply looks like this. You understand what I'm saying? When I say it looks simply like this. So when you come to Rio, you should be expecting to see things like this, not the favela. If you want to see the favela, then you have to make a special trip to those kind of locations. But if you are not ready to make any special trip, this is the kind of life you are going to be living in Rio. Like, you are going to be seeing things like this. And if you have been to Portugal, like I've been to Portugal and some part of Europe, you realize that it looks similar. There are no differences, you understand? It looks like this. Like, for example, when you are walking on the street of Lisbon, this is how it looks. The typical street of Lisbon looks like this. So it is the same thing that when you come to what do you call it, Rio de Janeiro, that is what you are going to see. There are beaches, there are resorts and stuff like that too as well. And even I went to Copacabana too. I'll bring you that content. I have a video on that, but I'll bring a video on that because I want to talk about some specific things, because there are a whole lot of people who simply have doubt about Rio de Janeiro, which I think is important now that I have spent more than 10 years, a decade here in Brazil, and I've visited these particular places. I can bring you a correct concept and what the whole thing looks like if you buy a ticket and you say, okay, I'm coming to visit Rio, like some part of Brazil. This is, I can completely tell you more about it. So in this video, I am in Rio de Janeiro. It's not a favela, okay? I just want to make something clear out here. The favela, they exist. Yes, they exist. You can see favela, but for you to see favela, it's not a common thing to just come to Rio and then start seeing favela just like that. When you want to see favela, it means you have to go to favela. You understand? Favela is it's not inside Rio like that. It is in Rio, but it has a specific blocks where they simply consider it a favela. And also, like I said, even a favela, when you come to a favela here in Brazil, they have electricity, they have internet, they have, like basic necessity, which, one needs daily. Like they have it all in those favelas and stuff like that. Okay, let's use West Africa as an example. West Africa, you people, you say it's not a favela, but then people don't even have running water and they pay to go to public toilet. But anyway, I don't want to do a long video or maybe make a long topic about it, because I still have another videos to show you guys and talk more about what I think about Rio de Janeiro. So boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen who are on this channel, don't forget to subscribe, share the channel, leave your subscribe and click the bell button. I'm sorry, my comment section is closed, and at the long run we came to a restaurant to eat. So this is how the whole place look like. When you come to Rio de Janeiro or you visit Rio, this is what you are typically going to see than the favela that you see on TV. So favela, for you to see favela, you have to pick a bus and or taxi to take you to favela. You will not come to Rio at once and then see favela. So guys, it's your boy the Supreme Leader, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye till then. God bless you.